Is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Scott Howell.
Hello, good neighbors. Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast, brought to you by the Friends and Neighbors Group of the Greater Chattanooga area. My name is Scott Howell, and I am your host for today. You know, a lot of people ask me, what is the reason for the Good Neighbor Podcast? What's the purpose behind it? Well, we desire to bring an awareness to the residents of our communities, regarding locally owned and operated businesses in that particular area. And of course, this area being the greater Chattanooga region. And I like to say a lot of times on the program, that goes from Cleveland to Dalton, from Jasper to Benton. Our Chattanooga region encompasses quite several counties, if you want to put it that way. And we feel that all are important and all are to be included in this area. Small local businesses, it don't matter which community that you live in, small local businesses are the backbone of our communities. They're who helped build the communities. And, they still need our support today. Every local business has a story to tell, and we just want them to be able to tell it loud and proud to all the listeners who listen to this podcast. And joining with us today is one of our good neighbors, Lindsay Bright at Flawless Aesthetics. And Lindsay, we are so glad to have you on the program with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things that we desire to learn more about is about, I noticed you said you're the founder of Flawless Aesthetics. So you're definitely the one that can tell us what it's all about and what you do. But at the same time, before we jump into that, Lindsay also has a personal side, and we just wondered if you'd like to share with us about maybe yourself or your family.
Yeah. So I'm a mom.
Okay.
I have 3 stepsons and a little girl. That's my full-time job. And then I run Flawless Aesthetic. I'm the owner. I am Dalton here. So that's pretty much what I do with my time.
Okay. I like how you said the mom part was the full-time job.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Your kids should come first, that's for sure. Well, Lindsay, let's just jump in and tell us all about what you would like for us to know about Flawless Aesthetics, but also tell us about your journey, how you became to be involved in this as a career, and then starting Flawless Aesthetics as well.
Okay, so I was an RN, and a dentist friend of mine was like, hey, let's do a weekend course, and I started injecting Botox and fillers. So I was like, yeah, let's try it, let's do it. And I kind of started dabbling a little bit. And then it led to like another place and another place. And then I graduated nurse practitioner school. And I got offered a job at a plastic surgery office in Georgia.
Okay.
So I jumped on it. And I thought, this is what I want to do. It's going to be fun. And I started slowly growing the aesthetic part of it.
Yeah.
And then I lived in Chattanooga, so then another plastic surgeon kind of took me from that one and brought me to his office. And I just saw such a need for the aesthetics there. Surgery is so important, but so is the aesthetic part. And I started working with the esthetician there, and I started working with the office staff there, and I started seeing the need for further growth in this aesthetic field that I kind of was stuck. I couldn't really do what I wanted because I didn't run the business. And so my husband was like, let's just open up our own. I was scared to death. I was like, what if I can't make it work? Because we can make it work. We can make it work. My esthetician came with me, my MA, and another MA came with me, and we literally opened Flawless in 2 weeks. The little tiny shopping center off Shalford Road. And it's less than 1,200 square feet. And we've been here 2.5 years. And Friday was our grand opening of our new building, which is 7,000 square feet.
All right. Well,
so
congratulations.
I'm just so thankful and so happy how much it grew. And I'm so in shock.
That's wonderful. And you said, when was your grand opening, you said?
This past Friday.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, this is wonderful timing. So we're celebrating your grand opening.
Yes,
and just since we're talking about that new location, where's it located?
It's at 6216 Airport Drive. It's
Okay.
also in its row.
Okay, nice. That's great. Yeah, wonderful. Well, and is it a larger location for you?
7,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
We were in 1,200, and now we can't find each other ever. I'm like, where is so-and-so? I don't even know where she's at.
You're going to get walkie-talkies to, you know, hey, where are you at? Where are you looking at?
You can hear, like, our waiting area is right in the middle, and you can hear someone talking, but it's like you can't figure out which side.
That's funny. But 1,200 to 7,000. Wow. I mean, that's big, a big increase right there. Well, and that's great. So you said something that piqued my interest, and I'd like for you to kind of dig in a little bit more. You said something about that surgery is important, but aesthetics is important too. So kind of, can you kind of separate the difference there?
Absolutely. So a lot of people come to us to like enhance the beauty they already have, honestly. I mean, everyone is beautiful just in different ways. And they come to us and they say, this fix, can you work on this? But me, since I came from a plastic surgery background, I understand my limitations. I can't do surgery. I can't get surgery results. I can help you look nicer and what you already have, but there does come a time sometimes when I have to send my patients out with surgery.
Sure.
And that leads me into another thing that you asked. So I saw a need in all these things and they trust me over time. We develop a relationship. I'm sending them out for plastic surgery. And I have a friend named Larry Blevins, and he's like, why don't you hire your own plastic surgeon? I did it. And I thought, yeah, why don't I? You know? But then I was scared, and my friend Larry and my husband were like, okay, we're doing it. So I'm opening at the end of this year my plastic surgery side of my office will open. So we'll do in-house plastic surgeries. We're going to hire a surgeon to come in more. And it's going to be a one-stop shop.
Oh, wow. So is that the plan, or is that what you've already done?
We've already built out the surgery suite. We are just now getting ready into the accreditation and the hiring process.
Okay, cool.
And
so now,
Lux plastic surgery.
So while Lindsay doesn't do the plastic surgery,
no, I'm a practitioner. I just do all the injectables and lasers and things like that. But like I said, there's always a need for plastic surgery. But when people come to me and they trust me and then I send them out,
yes,
I'm always like unsure. Like, are they going to be taken care of? Are their post-ops being done properly? Because before, when I went to plastic surgery, I could control that.
Right.
I knew that I was going to take care of them after.
Yes.
And so there's always that hesitancy of sending them out and hoping that these people take good care of them. And so now it'll be a one-stop shop. I know they'll be taken care of.
Okay, so you're even though you're not the surgeon, you are kind of overseeing the entire process that somebody's coming in there and do. So they come in there for aesthetics and they want certain things maybe that you can't provide them long term. So you say, okay, the surgery can help you more in that area.
Yeah.
And so then you can refer them over to the surgeon that's there on staff with you. Okay, well that's great. That's a great option to have. Was that kind of in the plan when you went to the new location?
Well, when we got here, we had all this extra room. And by that time, we had already talked to my husband, Larry, and he had already been like, you should do this. And so we called my entrepreneur and we're like, is this any way we can make this portion an actual surgical suite? And he's like, oh, it's perfect. I'll set it up perfectly for you.
Okay.
And so we went ahead and built it out.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. That's it's amazing that you tell the story that way because it makes a lot of sense. When somebody comes to you, if they trust you, then you have to send them somewhere else, and you kind of have to let go of their hand and trust who you send them to. And not disputing any of the plastic surgeons. There's some wonderful plastic surgeons here, but you kind of lost a little bit of that when they went there.
Yes.
And so now you get to still hold their hand during the entire process.
Yes, and because they trust me. And do not get me wrong, but usually when I send them out, it's a great experience. But you have this couple where they're like, I'm treated this way. And then I feel responsible because I'm the one that sends them out.
Yeah, I understand.
And so I just thought, no, let's do it all in one place.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. And it worked out for you. You found the space. You have the space to do it. And now, and how long will the accreditation process take? Do you know?
So we're kind of right at the start of it. So we're hoping a couple of months because the
Okay.
friend of mine has opened up a lot of the surgery centers in town. She's an RN. And so she knows all the ins and outs and she's helping us get started.
That's great. So maybe around fall of the year or something,
Yeah, that's
you'll
our goal. By the end of the year, we want to have it up and running 100%.
by the end of the year.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, that's nice. Great.
Yeah.
Well, and it would be wonderful. Of course, I mean that's up to you, and not trying to delve into that, but it'd be wonderful if you could find somebody local that's already, is already practicing local, and could bring their clientele over too. Because a lot, I'm sure there's a lot of times. I know I don't know a lot about plastic surgery, but is it sometimes maybe after somebody has surgery they still need maintenance that maybe aesthetics could help provide?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of women are under the perception that once I get a facelift, I don't need anything else. But the problem is you still have volume gains.
Yeah.
Aesthetics can help. You still have your underlying skin we need to take care of.
Yeah.
Skin care. I mean, there's a lot of things that go hand in hand. They completely go hand in hand.
Right.
And what I've seen a lot is I've seen, well, can you fix this? I mean, I can help you, but I don't want you to spend the money with me every year when you could go get a net, done. And then just let me take care of the rest when you get done.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I try to help them save money in that way and kind of steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm fighting with a little bit of that myself, so I totally, I
Well,
totally
we can help
understand.
you.
I totally understand what you're talking about. It doesn't matter how much. I suppose I've never had plastic surgery, but I suppose that it doesn't matter how much plastic surgery you have. You're still going to get older.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still aging, right? So,
Unfortunately.
yeah, still aging somewhere on our body. That's for sure. Well, you told us about your journey. I'd like to know your some of the myths and misconceptions that you hear from people when they're thinking about maybe allowing you to perform some type of procedure on them, but maybe they've heard a lot of negative things, and some of the things you could kind of help people overcome.
Two of the things I hear all the time is I'm going to look fake or I'm going to look fat in my face. But if you do fillers and Botox properly, it's typically undetectable. People just look refreshed. I'm not trying to make I'm 43. I don't want to make a 43-year-old woman look like she's 18 again.
Right.
But I can age her backwards with her skin and a little bit of Botox and fillers and just help women look younger and more refreshed. And that's kind of our goal here. Is like our motto is for self-care meets beauty. Like we want women to look and feel beautiful, not just from the outside, but the inside. We're very close to between our staff.
Right.
But that's what I tell people. We hear that all the time. I don't look fake. I don't have to look overdone. But we're kind of a more natural look here. That's what we can pride ourselves on.
Yeah.
Me and my staff study a lot with doctors from other countries and learn their techniques and what they do to keep people looking younger, because all the countries are way far ahead of us in aesthetics. We're just America.
Yeah.
So we study with them a lot, and they do the more natural approach to things.
Okay. So do you find yourself using more of the natural approaches, or when you said natural approach, what do you mean by that?
So we use a lot of biostimulators, which kind of stimulate your own collagen and elastin.
Okay.
We use like growth factors on the face, things like that. But there's always a need for Botox. There's always a need for HA fillers, things like that.
Okay.
We just try to make you go with the natural curvature of your face and make you look younger and refreshed without being overdone.
Okay. Now, a while ago you said we want ladies to feel. So do you have very many male clients?
We have a ton of male clients.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And those are our divas, by the way.
Those are your what?
Our divas are our males.
Divas.
We always tease them because we have to have eyes, we have to go slow.
The divas.
But we love them. Our males, we have a lot of men that come in. A lot of times their wife forces them to.
Yeah.
And they're real iffy at first, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'll book a facial. I'm going to go ahead and book laser." Like then they're but we love our men.
I think that's funny. So if there's one industry that the men are the divas, it's in aesthetics. Oh, wow. Well, you talked about being a mom and at Chattanooga. Oh my goodness, there's so many good places to get outdoors and enjoy things with kids and all. What are some of y'all's favorite things to do when you're not working to get out and have fun?
So we like to ride bikes in town. That's her favorite thing to do.
What is that?
She likes to ride bikes.
Ride bikes. Oh my goodness, that's a good place.
But then we have to stop at every Lululemon and every other store down there and stop.
You need to take her some trail rides, right? Well, there's nothing to look at but trees.
But so that me and her love to do that. She also is very involved with wellness. She started her own skincare line called
Oh, really?
We noticed all these little girls all of a sudden using all this skincare.
Yeah.
From other retail stores. And the problem with it is it's not strong enough for the moms because it's not medical grade, but it's too strong for the girls.
Oh.
For their faces.
Okay.
And so my actual stepson girlfriend said, all you do is concerned about buying this expensive skincare for Eva. Why don't you start your own line? And I thought, why don't you?
Wow.
So I got with Eva, my twin, and she designed everything, started her own private label skincare for little girls.
Wow.
And she is so into it. She loves doing videos and, they post on videos and things I hate doing. She likes to do all that.
How old is she?
She's 10.
10. Oh, wow. We should do it. We should do a podcast with her.
Oh my gosh, she would love it. She would every one of her products to you. You should hear it.
We should do it. Yeah, we should do a podcast with her. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's awesome. 10 years old. Yeah. Already in business for herself. That's amazing.
I know.
I'm a very proponent of lady-owned businesses and successful ladies because my mother was a single mother and I've watched her struggle. So I love it when I see ladies succeeding. I think that would be amazing to do a podcast with your daughter. That would be amazing.
I'm telling you, she would love it. She'd never let you off though, so you can cut her off.
We would have to set aside an hour for her.
Yeah.
A lot of times you've been in the industry for how many years?
10 years.
10 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want you to think just a moment. Is there anything that you can share with people? And I'll even say it doesn't have to be in the industry, just in general, in your life, maybe, that people can really relate to, that you've went through some type of experience or hardship or something that now that you came through it, now that you've overcome it, you look back, you can say, wow, I'm stronger or I'm better for that.
Yeah, there's two things I always tell people, and one of them is it's God's will, not yours. And if you trust in Him, He'll guide you. Because naturally, as humans, we want to control. And everything while just giving it to Him, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Second is don't give up and don't listen to the noise from other people. I had a ton of people, if you're never going to make it, that's never going to work, this is not going to work. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes my plans, they don't work. But if I don't try, I feel like regret would eat me alive. And if I the times I have tried, I have failed many times and I've succeeded many times, but I would have never known if I didn't try. And I didn't want to look back and have regret.
That's a good way to put it. Mm-hmm. That's an awesome way to put it. Yeah. And you're right. Just trust in the one who controls it all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the second thing you were going to tell me?
It was just to keep going.
Just to keep going.
Try it.
Okay.
There's ideas I've had, that might be stupid, or I don't know if that's going to work, but how would I know if I don't try it?
Yes, absolutely.
And so that was my thing. I didn't want to look back one day and, be 100 years old, laying there thinking, I tried that. We'll have that regret.
Yeah, that's a good way.
I just go for it. I write it, I speak it out loud, I pray about it, and I try it. And sometimes, like I said, it fails.
Hey.
Well, sometimes it flourishes. And I'm like, my goodness, I did that,
They said the light bulb failed 1,000 times before it worked. So
Yes.
just keep. And I'm sure I'm glad for a light bulb today. That's for sure. I'm glad he kept trying. Lindsay, this is great. I love it. And I just want to ask you, I always love to ask this question on a podcast because I want people to speak to the heart of who they are in their business, more than what you can do for people. If there was one thing that you wish that people knew about Lindsay Bright and flawless aesthetics, but they probably wouldn't know unless you shared it with them.
Mm-hmm.
And you like to just say it loud and proud here today, what would that be?
Everybody here comes from a story where we probably shouldn't have ever made it. When we sit, we're a family, all of us girls here, and if you sit and listen to all of us, there's single moms, there's people who grew up with me, and we've all succeeded. And the one thing that I promise is if I ever made it into anything, I would lift those up around me.
Yes.
And that's what we do here.
Yes. So necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking the other day in front of a group of people, and that's what I told them. It was actually a funeral. But I was talking about the lady that I was speaking about. And I said, this lady just was all about kindness, was all about, being good to people, being there for people. And, whatever's going on in our life, we need to do that. We need to speak kindness to people. We need to speak encouragement to people because everybody's going through something.
And people forget that, like we have a lot of women that come in here to get Botox or laser or whatever. And they sit in our chair and that door closes and they just leave. Like I'm going through a hard time. It's like they just pour their hearts into us,
Yeah.
And we handwrite letters for patients when they do that. They come in, they pour their heart out to you. It never comes to the room. We don't tell the other staff. We just put them on a prayer list. And then we'll handwrite a letter out to whoever saw the patient, and we'll tell them, I'm thinking about you, I know what you're going through. And so to us, a lot of this is, I really think God put me here for us to minister to women and men that sit in our church,
Yeah.
It's not just about this aspect of it. A lot of these men become our family.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're all they have,
Yeah. But we need more of that. We need more and more of that. There's just too much negativity.
Oh, it's all over. It's all over.
I'm not trying to be an opponent of anything, but I just stopped watching the news.
Yeah.
Just too much negativity. Too much negativity. Too much just bringing people down. What we need to do is let people know that there's a brighter day ahead.
Yeah.
And just keep pressing forward towards that, do all we can to help encourage each other. And by doing that, pass that along to somebody else. Hopefully they'll turn around and say, what Lindsay told me the other day, you said you're going through a dark time. There's this lady, my esthetician told me the other day, and just pass it down. Just keep passing that down. And
so we make sure that we love on women when they're here and just let them know that they're safe here. We love them. It's okay to have that day. My whole staff does it. It's just incredible.
That's what we're trying to do here at the Good Neighbor Podcast. We want to lift people up. We want to give people a voice that may not have a voice.
Yeah, we want that.
Yeah, we want to give them a chance to tell your story and tell it in whatever light you choose, but at the same time ending on a positive note to where other people know that, hey, if Lindsay did it, so can I.
Yeah.
If they can do it, so can I. And that's what we want to do. Yes, I failed many times, and we'll probably fail again. But I just have to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And that's what we all have to do, no matter where we're at in life, what we're going through. We just have to keep pushing forward. Don't give up. Don't quit. So, but Lindsay, it's been great talking to you. But before we leave, I want to give you a space that you can tell everybody, whether online or offline, how they can find out more about you, how they can reach out to you. And so share that with them.
So we have an Instagram handle. It's Flawless Chattanooga. Our phone number is 423-206-9500. We are located at 6216 Airpark Drive. We also have a Facebook page, and our email is Chattanooga@. So there's always somebody on the phones, always somebody to answer the email, and always somebody to answer our DMs on Instagram and things. And we do free consultations. So you're welcome to just book a consultation and come just ask questions. We don't charge you for that. We want you to feel comfortable. We let you look around. We explain everything to you. And I have some people, when they leave, you can tell they're overwhelmed. And I'm like, book another. Let's talk again. Yeah. Go let it season, come back in a week, and let's talk over again. And so I like to give that complimentary consult too, to let them feel comfortable to meet us, to make sure that they feel safe with us.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that sounds like that many people are having good experiences with you, since now you have had your grand opening to much larger space and have many plans to help more and more people. And so congratulations to you, and which best wishes to your continued success. And thank you for being with us today on the Good Neighbor Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. And, to all the good neighbors of the greater Chattanooga area, after meeting Lindsay, learning more about flawless aesthetics, I know that she hopes that you'll take a moment to consider all that she has to offer there, all that her and her staff offers, and remember them when you need or want the products and services that they provide. If you're not happy with how you're looking, if you're not happy with what you see in the mirror, you don't feel like that what you're doing is really doing the job you want. Hey, she said she offered a free consultation, so take her up on that. Find her on Instagram, on her website, give her a phone call, however you'd like to do it. Reach out and give them opportunity to win over your business. And I'd like to thank you all, of course, the listeners, for taking time out of your busy day to visit with us at the Good Neighbor Podcast. And always remember to support the locally owned and or operated businesses in the greater Chattanooga region. Again, from Cleveland to Dalton, from Jasper to Benton, every small business in the greater Chattanooga area is important. This is Scott Howell of the Friends and Neighbors Group. Everyone go out and make this a remarkable day.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpcleveland.com. That's gnpcleveland.com, or call 423-380-1984.